We are not the apex predator here. We are the intruders. The Amazon Basin, South America, where the largest river system on Earth cuts through 9 countries and holds secrets humanity has never fully uncovered. This is the Amazon River, better known as the lungs of the Earth, and for millions of years it has sustained the most biodiverse ecosystem on the planet, while simultaneously serving as home to creatures so deadly that a single mistake can be fatal. And when scientists first began cataloging species in this region during the 19th century, they expected danger, but what they discovered was an entire world where every organism, from the microscopic to the massive, has evolved specifically to kill or avoid being killed. In this video, we're going inside the evolutionary arms race and the ecological balance of the Amazon to see how this river became the most dangerous concentration of predators, parasites, and poisons anywhere on Earth. To understand the Amazon's deadly nature, you first have to grasp its sheer scale. Because this isn't just a river, but rather a continent-spanning aquatic labyrinth consisting of over 1,100 tributaries, 17 of which exceed 1,000 kilometers in length. And the main channel itself remains disputed in terms of total distance, with measurements ranging from 6,400 to over 7,000 kilometers, depending on which headwater you count as the true source, making it either the second or first longest river on the planet. But length is only part of the equation, because the Amazon discharges more than 200,000 cubic meters of water into the Atlantic Ocean every single second. A volume that accounts for 20% of all fresh water flowing on Earth's surface, more than the next 7 largest rivers combined. And during the rainy season, this flow doubles, causing the river to swell tens of kilometers wide and submerge entire forests, transforming the landscape into a vast inland sea, where the boundary between river and forest effectively disappears. In certain stretches, the Amazon plunges to depths exceeding 100 meters, deep enough to completely submerge a 30-story building. And the water is so laden with sediment that visibility beneath the surface measures only a few centimeters, creating an environment where sunlight never penetrates, and where ancient species may still exist completely unknown to science, with hundreds of unexplained disappearances and reports of massive underwater shadows fueling speculation about what truly lurks in those lightless depths. The Amazon basin contains more than 1/3 of all species on Earth, hosting 2,200 fish species, 1,300 bird species, 400 reptile species, over 400 mammal species, and tens of thousands of insect species that remain unnamed and unstudied, creating what ecologists call the gene pool of the world, a massive evolutionary engine that has been running continuously for tens of millions of years, producing organisms so specialized and so perfectly adapted to their niches that they represent the absolute peak of survival engineering. Every year, researchers discover between 50 and 100 new species in the Amazon, from glass frogs, whose internal organs are visible through translucent skin, to fish that navigate using self-generated electric fields, to beetles with exoskeletons that reflect light like liquid metal. And there are even creatures documented only once and never seen again, as if nature is revealing glimpses of evolutionary experiments that exist at the very edge of possibility. But the visible animals represent only a fraction of the danger, because the Amazon air itself contains millions of microscopic organisms, including bacteria, molds, fungi, and parasites, all competing for resources and space. And in this environment, even a small cut can become infected with flesh-eating bacteria within hours, and respiratory infections from airborne spores can incapacitate healthy adults in days, proving that in the Amazon, the smallest threats are often the deadliest. The Amazon's history of producing killers stretches back 60 million years to the Paleocene epoch, when global temperatures were so high that the region became a greenhouse swamp. And in this environment, evolution created Titanoboa cerrejonensis, a snake measuring 13 to 15 meters in length and weighing over 1 ton, with a body as thick as an adult human and jaws capable of swallowing giant crocodiles whole. And this creature dominated where the modern Amazon would eventually form, proving that this river system has always been a crucible for producing apex predators. Today's Amazon hosts an equally terrifying array of modern hunters, starting with poison dart frogs, whose skin secretes batrachotoxin, a compound so potent that a single individual carries enough toxin to kill 10 adult humans. And indigenous peoples have used this venom on blow dart tips for centuries, creating weapons that can drop prey in seconds. And the frog's vibrant colors, electric blue, blood red, sunshine yellow, are not decorative, but rather warning signals in nature's universal language of danger. In the water, the black caiman, Melanosuchus niger, patrols as the apex aquatic predator, reaching lengths over 6 meters and weights approaching 500 kilograms, hunting exclusively at night, using vision so acute it can detect movement in near total darkness, and its eyes reflect light with a red glow that has earned it the local name demon under the water, with numerous documented cases of canoes disappearing and later being found drifting with massive bite marks along their hulls. But perhaps the strangest killer is the electric eel, Electrophorus electricus, which generates discharges up to 860 volts, 7 times more powerful than household electrical current, using this ability not only to stun and kill prey, but also to navigate through murky water using electromagnetic field mapping. And documented cases exist of single eels killing horses that wandered into shallow water, delivering repeated shocks until the animal's heart stopped. And then there are the piranhas, small fish measuring only 20 centimeters but possessing triangular, razor-sharp teeth and attacking in coordinated schools numbering in the hundreds, capable of stripping a large animal to bare bone in under 5 minutes once blood enters the water. And locals throughout the Amazon repeat the same warning. When the river turns red, don't ask questions, just run. But the river's large predators represent only the most obvious dangers, because the Amazon also hosts creatures whose small size makes them exponentially more terrifying. Starting with the Brazilian wandering spider, Phonutria, recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records as the most venomous spider on Earth, which doesn't build webs but actively hunts at night, often hiding in shoes, backpacks, or helmets during the day. And its neurotoxic venom causes muscle paralysis, convulsions, and respiratory failure within minutes. Similarly, the bullet ant, Paraponera clavata, delivers a sting described by entomologists as the most painful experience in the animal kingdom, creating suffering that lasts 24 hours and feels, according to victims, like being shot with a red-hot bullet. And the Satere Mawe people actually use hundreds of these ants in coming-of-age rituals, where young men must endure repeated stings to prove their worthiness as warriors. And the giant Amazon centipede, Scolopendra gigantea, reaches lengths of 40 centimeters and preys on birds, bats, lizards, and rodents, using venom-injecting fangs that liquefy tissue so the centipede can drink its prey like soup. And while not usually fatal to humans, the pain from its bite has been described as worse than broken bones, causing swelling, burning sensations, and screaming that can last for hours. And so we come to understand that the Amazon River is not merely dangerous because it contains deadly animals, but rather because it represents an entire ecosystem where every organism exists in perfect evolutionary balance, where predators prevent prey populations from exploding, where scavengers recycle nutrients back into the food chain, and where even the smallest creatures serve critical roles in maintaining the system. And this balance has persisted for millions of years, creating a self-regulating biological machine where brutality isn't cruel, but necessary, and where humans are not rulers, but merely visitors in a world far older and far more complex than anything our species has created. But the Amazon's most shocking predator isn't even native to fresh water, because bull sharks, Carcharodontis lucus, possess the rare ability to survive in both saltwater and freshwater, and they have been documented swimming up the Amazon over 4,000 kilometers from the Atlantic Ocean, appearing near inland cities where locals report attacks more vicious than those of great white sharks. And these ghosts of the ocean appear and vanish without warning, proving that even in a river system we've studied for centuries, nature can still deliver surprises that defy every expectation we hold about where predators can and cannot survive. But while the Amazon's predators evolved in isolation over millions of years, some animals developed deadly capabilities through social cooperation instead of individual strength. If you want to see how baboons turned from prey into warriors, check out our Baboons versus Lions video, where we explore how troop tactics and collective aggression allow these primates to fight back against apex predators. Click the link now to watch.